Hello, everybody, and welcome to Get Folk. Seamless.
It's beautiful.
Think is that low on the real thing?
Yeah, I think it's a bit too low, yeah.
Oh, well, at least everyone can hear us through the intro bit.
Yeah.
Maybe it's our new thing. Cheers, everybody.
That's a half cup of tea, like.
There's a pot there. I'll get it for you in a second. A biscuit?
Ah, I'm alright.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Get Folk, a casual listening podcast anchored in our love of folk music with enough slack on the line to bring you into our worlds of Berlin, Limerick, and beyond. I was going to add another B there. Honduras.
Got distracted by the old flying things. So welcome. And as always, you can find our wonderful podcast on Substack, where you can subscribe to help the show. And you can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, watch us on YouTube. You'll see us, we're in a very condensed, I feel like we're really condensed on this video, aren't we?
Yeah,
It's not like a widescreen.
Fucking just kick my toe off the toe. Like kick my toe off the table of the leg. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Do you want to start over? Like the whole podcast?
I just kicked my toe. I just hurt my toe off the leg of the table. Jesus, it's very hard.
You're distracted, are you? It's the setup. I think you're not comfortable with the microphone. It feels like you're like contorting.
Usually I can hold it. Usually I'm like, I can grab onto it, but that seems a little bit too
Bono. Very Bono in the 1980s singing. But so you can follow us on Instagram and you can like us on Facebook. And just generally, thanks for listening, everybody who listens. We're kind of in a new setting again now. We're back from our travels, our combined travels. That was Andy getting a fruit fly. There's the evidence. He's showing it up. Hope we don't get done for that. Hope that's not like some kind of endangered insect or something. Done.
Oh man!
But it was eventful, wasn't it?
Yes, it's been an eventful 2 weeks. Oh yeah, and it's Monday evening now, so hopefully you'll get this by.
Oh shit! Yeah, we should have addressed that.
Yeah, well, we're addressing it now. This is the beginning of the podcast.
That's true. Actually,
fuck, we never addressed it. Apologies for not being able to post at our usual, and we are genuinely hurt when this comes around, even though there was a point on Saturday night that I believe Ed turned to me and said, fuck it, we'll be all right.
No, you're wrong there now.
I believe that's what happened. Or Friday night.
It was Friday
night.
It was Friday night.
But I do think it hurts us a little bit when we don't get it out on time.
In my defense, I was pretty drunk at the time. I had taken a lot of alcohol and imbibed a lot of alcohol, and we were sitting in a super nice kind of garden-y kind of place in Berlin, and there was kind of nice tunes going in that. So I just couldn't muster it. I'm sorry. I was just too drunk and too whatever. Although that would have been fun, actually, just drunken recordings. Then we had another idea to do it yesterday, just record stuff on our phones while at the airport. That kind of went to the side as well because our flight was delayed and all that as well.
Yeah, and then we had to have Lord of the Kings is what we had a journey. We had a journey called Lord of the King.
Yeah. I don't know if people are familiar with Berlin Airport. I'm gonna shit all over that airport.
I'm gonna eat another one of these salted caramel cakes.
Oh yeah, like these tubs. I bought these tubs of caramel crispy mini bites. They're M&S food, you get them, and they're just so addictive. They're really, really nice. Anyway, so that's what we're chowing down on at the moment. But yeah, yesterday, so we were coming to Berlin Airport. Flight was delayed. People who fly to Ireland are going to go through Terminal 2 of Berlin Airport. People who built Berlin Airport, I hope you yearn for death and it will not find you. That's what I hope for the people who have designed Berlin Airport.
What was it that woman said to you once at a gig?
I hope you die screaming.
I hope you die screaming.
Too kind of fate for the people who designed Berlin Airport. Yeah, that's a bit over dramatic on my part, but I stand by it. So it's like, because you imagine, like, all right, we were through this yesterday. I'm just going to do this my last rant now
No
about
worries,
this,
man.
all right?
Get it in
So
there.
they put you in a departure gate that has like not enough seats for even half the passengers, not enough space then for half the passengers. Well, it has enough space for all the passengers, but like to be fucking standing cramped. And then they get you into like the small little cattle holding pen as early as possible, leave you standing there, and then I presume they just shut off the air conditioning then, because they're like, we better shut off the air conditioning because these people don't need to breathe either, do they? Not really. They don't need seats. They don't need air. And they don't need any information when their flight's delayed either.
It's sounding a lot like something else now. The way you're
Yeah,
describing it, it's just like the fact that we're
I know. I'm still bitter. So to combat this bitterness, sorry, I keep shaking the camera. To combat this bitterness, we escaped from the clutches of this holding area, this pen, and we had heard rumor of a Burger King in the other terminal. And so we went on a noble and mighty quest. We formed a fellowship between ourselves. We marched from Terminal 2 to Terminal 1, found the Burger King.
But our journey, your journey had just only begun.
Yeah. So you know the way. Should I just go into the detail?
Go on, just why
like
not?
so at the Burger King kiosk or at the Burger King counter, they weren't serving at the counter. They'd only take orders through the terminal, the electrical terminal, where you could order things from like a computer basically.
Speed things up.
There was like 10 of them. There was only one working, and so there's this big long line of people. And the guy in front of us, oh my God. I mean, I did feel sorry for him in a way. But he was really like trying to construct he had very particular tastes when it came to his burger.
Well, he had 2 kids as well that were floating around. So he was,
Yeah.
he knew that a fuck up in this order was going to be his headache within the next 20 minutes. So I kind of understood.
The Burger King app then would let you order. And then when you went to pay, as in like when you went to like press the button to pay, it's like, actually, that burger isn't available. So like you've gone through like you've put in like 5 or 6 things, then you go to pay and it goes, no, sorry, actually can't have that. And there's like the crowd is growing and growing and growing, and like you can hear the tutting is starting to get audible behind this one guy.
I hate that. Like, it happened to me at one stage where I was just kind of looking behind me because we were next in line, so it was easier for us to kind of maybe deal with it because we're like, oh well, however long this takes, at least we're next.
Yeah.
But I did turn around at one stage and just some woman locked eyes with me and just kind of did the whole, geez, there fucking ages around here, isn't there? Kind of, those eyes of just like, we mutually hate this guy. And I truly didn't hate this guy, but you can't help because you've locked eyes with someone. You kind of agree to, oh, sure, don't I fucking know? Sure. This guy over here. But yeah, everyone was getting quite irritated.
But we got our burgers.
We got our burgers. Yeah. Burgers. They were disappointing in the end as well. But,
well,
what do you expect at the airport? But here we are. We made it. We're back. And back in Ireland, still together, 3 weeks in a row. We're on tour, I guess. Is this a tour?
It's kind of a tour. Poland, Berlin, Germany, and Ireland.
Yeah,
it's true actually. Yeah.
Although we didn't do the podcast in Germany, but
that's because you didn't want to. I mean, let's go back to that for a second because, like, I think you knew what you were doing. You made a very half-assed reminder to me of like, oh, we should do blah 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 in like a social setting. After
advanced
hours,
social setting,
5 hours of me drinking. And you're like, hey, what do we really talk about the podcast actually? Like,
you're in your live and let die kind of mode at that point.
Yeah, and then so you got you the perfect alibi, I think. Now then you're like, Ed, you didn't want to do it.
And when I say it hurts both of us when we don't put out a podcast, it does hurt me, but I think it hurts Ed more. Him being the kind of more well, listen, he's more what's the word? I was going to say technically minded, but like you're square pegs and square holes.
Yeah,
round pegs and round holes. And I'm more. Is there a hole? It sounds like weird.
You're just
give me any hole.
No, you're just like, look. I mean, the pegs will find their own holes. That's what you're like. You're like,
because there's room underneath where these pegs are going is the same place. They all end up in the same place anyway. So there's no point in stressing about it too much.
And you're going like, Ed, I feel you're a little bit judgy about the pegs, like assuming they want to be put into the holes. That's what you're like.
Exactly. Whereas, yeah. So that's I guess that's why it's gone on this long. What's it been? 12 years, everyone that you've been listening. This is this has been quite a journey we've been on. But yeah.
Speaking of journeys, I bought a fucking cool hat. I think it's important to tell everybody.
Where's
about
the
my
fucking hat?
It's actually in the boot of the car. I should have gone and get it, or maybe we can get somebody to get it and I can wear it. But see, it's not going to go over the things. That's the problem.
Yeah, we'll have it for next week.
So yeah, that was. I don't know if maybe people can relate to this or not, but you know when you're on holidays and you want to you're at a market, it's like a flea market. And by the way, flea markets are odd, actually, aren't they, in general? And then we went to one in Poland on a Polish-German border.
I'll be careful now. I don't think it's a flea market.
Oh no,
a flea market is in my understanding, flea market is like a secondhand, a thrift, like
okay,
people reselling stuff, and that's more of a flea market. Whereas what we were at was a market.
Okay,
both was the Polish market and and what do they call it? What do they call it here? The Maybaku for our market? Or do they call it the Turkish market? Actually,
okay.
Oh yeah.
Come here. Just your microphone there. You have to speak into that part there. Yeah, that's where.
I was thinking the sound was a bit different once I said. So don't speak into the actual thing.
Top there. Speak into that part there. Yeah.
In the side part. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, see, that sounds fucking class now.
Sorry, I didn't know that. Apologies if I haven't sounded as clinically clear as I normally do.
Sounds nice now, though.
No,
anyway, markets. So we went to a market, and the weird thing about markets on borders, I've discovered, is that you can buy some dodgy shit there. Like there was some kind of Nazi memorabilia on the Polish side of the border, which I was a bit Nazi memorabilia in the form of T-shirts,
and
lots of
with
knives,
slogans,
lots of knives, like what you would be cutting your spuds with these knives now.
No, a lot of knuckle dusters.
Knuckle dusters, another one. And those nightsticks, I think they're called.
Oh, yes.
Which is like an innocuous term for something that's used to beat shit out of somebody. A nightstick for me is like, it's going to guide an old person to the toilet when they get up at night. But that's not what it's for at all. Well, you could use it for that, actually, maybe. But its primary purpose is to beat shit out of somebody. And all of these things are illegal in Germany, but you can just hop across the border and buy them in this Polish market. And fireworks,
very old fireworks. So all that kind of stuff, and then right beside that is the Labubus. This toy, this current toy. So there's thousands of them as well. So like I guess it's catering to all the markets, all the.
Okay, so a couple of things about the market. I didn't know about the Labubu toy. A Labubu, for people who don't know, is like a little teddy bear with like a demonic smile on it. It's about the size of your hand.
And hugely popular. I remember like at the end of last school year, someone at a birthday party and like this flock of girls were gathered around this one person who had it within its case, and he wasn't taking it out of the case for fear that others might touch it and steal their power.
Oh, but play with the toy.
Yeah, I guess some people are a bit kind of. Maybe they're warned to take care of it.
Maybe. Like the Millennium Falcon that just found there. Mint condition.
And
the Labubu, right? Went into the market. I was there with my two girls. They were like, they saw Labubu, this little teddy bears. There's any number of types and variants, colors and whatever. And but the other thing about these markets is that you can kind of barter. You know what I mean? But like, not barter, sorry. What's the word? Here's my pants. I'll give you my pants for that. Haggle, thank you. That's the word. So you can haggle with some things. But obviously with haggling, my little basic knowledge of haggling is that you need some sort of power in the dynamic. You have to believe that you're going to walk away. And so that's your power as the buyer, right? So approaching these things with like an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old girl that absolutely 100% want these things and do not know how to hide the fact that they want these things really weakens your power in the going into it. Like, so we went there and we're looking for a very specific one. And then my eldest, she saw it. She ran up to the counter like screaming. It's like, oh my God, And basically, I couldn't get any money off it because of that. Because and I even tried like this kind of stuff. Like you give me a good price for the child, for the because of the little child. I give it all this. Like,
Oh, you're back bartering again, are you?
Yeah, Bart.
It's for the child. How much? Two labubus per child.
Like, it just did not work out well for me. So I had to pay full price for these labubus because they knew they had me over a barrel, basically.
Strange market, though. Strange. Not something that I would enjoy
No,
doing
it's horrible.
at all. I guess a lot of the Germans must cross over for like cheap. I don't know, from the
cheap Nazi memorabilia.
I remember I watched a YouTube video because it was a friend of ours that recommended us to go there, and the video, first thing that people were talking about a lot was butter, like butter, and being a buyer of Kerrygold butter in Germany, I do understand it's pricey. It is pricey. It's like $3.99 for 250 grams of butter, or like around half a pound. So you're talking €8 for a pound of butter.
Holy moly! Grass fed though.
Grass fed. That's. So
don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that actually. Is all Kerrygold stuff grass fed?
I have no idea.
So yeah, but it's like I don't know if it's worth it. But the border's quite interesting. It's not so hard getting into Poland, even though there's a whole kind of. It's funny because like so many people said it to me here in Ireland, or when I was in Germany, and like I see Poland are closing the borders, like because obviously it made some sort of headline over here, or it was in the news that Poland have now put up borders again and stuff like that. But the Polish soldiers couldn't have cared less about what I was doing driving in there. They were just so chilled. And then going back the other direction, the German soldiers had pulled a car over and were already searching, which meant that everyone else can just drive. It wasn't like, all right, now the next person gets on it. It's just.
They were kind of just as chilled, but just less efficient at being as chilled as the Polish.
Yeah. They weren't embracing it. They
weren't embracing it. They were making a big show of it, but like just less efficient. And the other thing about the market was everything was either out of date or just about to go out of date, or would the sell by date would be vague enough that actually took a lot of skill. We were there in August and everything was dated to go out of date in August. So you're like, is it the start of August or is it the end of August that these things? So the fuckers, they must like renew the stock for every month of the year that they're in,
Yeah. American sweet shop seems to be full of either Korean or Japanese sweets. So I don't know.
Korean is what I bought. I bought those Korean Kit Kats. You know me and Kit Kats. Love them.
I bought a lot of Nerds. Remember Nerds when you were in? You don't. Oh yeah, Nerds are just fucking awesome. But yeah, they had Nerds there as well. But again, all Korean boxing for the American sweet store in Poland.
That's globalism.
What did I buy? I bought some kindling for fires, and
we used that.
We did. We got one fire out of it. I actually can't remember. So we recorded the podcast on a Thursday, so or Wednesday, did we? Or so we had a fire afterwards.
We had just seen a naked woman.
Oh, that is that. And we talked about that in the last.
We date all time from that day.
Okay. Turns out that was it, though. Yeah, we met her numerous times afterwards, and she was not naked.
It was day 2 BC. I know that's confusing because BC usually stands for before Christ, but we're actually counts as bare chest.
And but they were lovely. We hung out with them.
They were lovely.
They were the couple. The couple. I call them the couple.
Lovely.
No, she was part of a couple.
No, yeah, we spoke about that on our last podcast, the naked people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was the last one we recorded, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we were wow, this feels like a long time ago.
It is. It was.
We've so sorry. The hat. That's how I got talking about the market.
Yes.
So people can probably relate to this. You go to a market like this, and it's very, like with Irish people especially, it's very hot weather. Or I'm not really good at combating hot weather or dressing for hot weather, but it's occurred to me that a good brimmed hat is the job in like hot weather, right? But I've tried, like I have one of those faces that just looks stupid under a hat regardless, just doesn't look good, right? So, but for some reason I'd gotten in my head that I wanted a cowboy hat, and I saw one at the market and I was like, oh, that's the one I want. It was quite loud, I would say. Like it had like a like a feather, like a metal feather on the front of it, and it had like kind of this thing around it.
I actually can't remember anymore because your new hat, the snake,
Eclipsed it, yeah.
the snake skin.
Yeah. And so, but I put the hat on, and then then Deirdre, this is the part that people can relate to.
You know, say my then wife.
You know what I mean? When you like go to purchase something, but you have doubts in your head, and then somebody else comes along and they're like, "You already have a hat." I'm like, "Yeah, I have a hat, but I've got a peaked hat. It's not like a round brim hat." And it's like, yeah, that's true, I suppose. But when are you going to wear it? I was like, well, I'll wear it out, and I'm starting to get like, doubt myself now. Long story short, I left the hat behind, and I was like fucking really full of regret. Okay.
Yeah, because it was going to be. It was you were stamping yourself for the next couple of days, and and you were going to be proud. It was like one of those. It was going to be a tattoo. You had tattooed yourself on your head, and that you were
was so cool.
Well, we
tattoo of myself on my head. I would love that.
So yeah, you were left, and I guess subsequently to that, then everyone that you met said you should have bought the hat.
I should have bought a hat. Every single person.
Every single person that saw the picture said, "Yeah." Why?
They're like, "Are you mad? Was it too expensive?" I was like, "No, it was €10." They're like, "What? What are you thinking?"
No, but Faith, she had different plans for you.
She did plans,
and where the Polish failed, the Turkish succeeded. And we found a lovely lady who was running one of the stalls on Maybach-Ufer near the canal. If you're visiting Berlin, you should come visit the Turkish market. It's a lovely market along the canal, and you can have a beer at the end of your walk through the market. Buy yourself a hat, and and then have a drink at the end. That's where Ed.
Yeah, actually, funnily enough, that market also sells knives, but it's all about the presentation in it. Like, I mean, the market in Berlin sells knives, but it's like bespoke, cutlery knives,
or very like kind of almost like bog oak handled, wooden.
Each of them would have a story.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
A spirit, if you will,
a different story. Whereas all the other ones are pulling the same story. I'm going to stab you in the eye with it. That's the story. But that's where I got my hat. I found a hat. I was like, "This is a cowboy hat. Looks like snake skin. It's not snake skin. It's 100%
steak skin.
It's 100% legitimate, real Chinese straw.
Boom,
made from Chinese straw.
No,
and
we don't mean to be using all the money that we make from this podcast on snakeskin straw, 100% Chinese hats. But when you got it, you got to flaunt it.
You got to throw out those dollars. She asked for $10. I said, "Can you do $8
for the kids?
For the kids." She said yes. So I got for €8.
Well, she didn't. She said $6. Then she got confused a little bit.
Oh, that was somebody else.
Oh, that was someone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that was for a bag. Yeah, someone was buying a shoulder bag.
Yeah.
€10.
So
gives me for $8. $6 it is.
I'll throw in these pants as well. Barter it. Yeah, it was. I know I have a hat. I'm just so happy about it.
Absolutely. Have you dared to don it on Irish soil since?
And did I wear it to Dublin Airport? Yes, I did wear it to Dublin Airport. I haven't worn it since though.
So Limerick is not yet.
It hasn't yet experienced it. I think, to be perfectly honest, I'll be sparing in its appearances.
Yeah, it's going to require a kind of festival of sorts, or
gardening.
Gardening as well, yeah. Although I do like to imagine you gardening and people just passing by going,
He's gone fucking mad. But this is the difference. Nobody would bat an eyelid in Berlin. It's like, just another fellow wearing a hat.
And maybe, man, we create this. We always talk about this, and there's nothing as like I was talking to Bonnie today about this, like an Irish bashing, and I remember having a thing with someone. I think I've spoke about this before in the podcast, maybe about the one time I had a Facebook. It was Facebook chat fight with someone, like when people are just like, well, and that's like these stupid comments start back and forthing over. But it was over someone Ireland bashing. They had just visited Ireland. They live in America, and they're a friend of a friend, and I still consider them a friend of a friend. So, a friend. I didn't mean that
So you're
actually.
still friends with their friend.
And I would consider this person a friend, but I
Okay.
don't see them at all. But anyways, but they were just giving out something about Ireland and just giving out about Ireland and da, 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 and I kind of wrote in the chat. Once people kind of leave Ireland, it's very easy for them to start slagging it off as it being backwards and stuff like that. And I don't know what it was. I can't remember. That's not the point. But I think what I'm going with this is that when our flight got delayed, you remember there was a girl sitting beside me as we sat there, and she was very keen for chats. I feel.
Yeah, she was sound.
She was very nice, and she was very, very keen to kind of, any time we'd be kind of trying to figure out what was going on with the flight, she'd be kind of hearing us chatting about it because you guys were on your app, your Tech Radar app.
Yeah.
Is it called Tech Radar?
It's not. It's called Flight Radar.
Flight Radar. Tech Radar is a different. It's just mapping out technology.
Dick Radar. You're thinking of. Let's find out all the hotties.
Tank Radar.
All the hot guys.
And whatever, the flight came in late or something about it, but she kind of turned to me and said, sure, we're fucking probably better off if fucking flights were cancelled and we didn't go back to fucking Ireland. And I just kind of, when she said it, I kind of just like, I heard it and I was like, I'm not engaging in this. Not because like, this is a weird thing. It's like, but you're flying to Ireland. And it's like, if you really hated it and you'd really be glad this flight was cancelled, then unless she's going back out of duty, a sense of duty, I don't know. Maybe she was.
She's already paid for flight.
Like it's anyway.
You're like, you know what you need? You need a Burger King.
Yeah, that's
Join the fellowship.
No, we were already carrying too much dead weight. I'm not going to say which ones, but there was dead weight.
I know who they were.
We both know.
We both know who they were.
They know who they are.
They know exactly. They went for a fucking salad. We went all the way across Berlin Airport to get the Burger King, and when we arrived at Burger King, this person went for a salad.
One person asked for a Burger King water or a King water.
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck?
Like, it made me sad. That's all I'm going to say.
Which is why you didn't even get the King water, as that person suffered at a table. All them needing was a water.
I did forget to get the water, yes. That was a genuine forgetful moment. But they also somehow deserved it, I think. But yeah, like, it was there was something else I was going to say there. Damn it, it's gone on my head. But she was very nice. She was a good old laugh, I have to say.
Yeah, I think she was mad. I think we were just at the end of like 2 weeks of like a week in Poland and a week in Berlin, and the last 4 days in Berlin being heavy going enough between like on the first, I will say, like when let's say our party half of the week started. And that kicked off with a boat ride for you on a boat. Cool. Ed was on a boat. He was a boat man, boat people.
With a barbecue on it. I mean, that's what I like. Honestly, Germany has got so many cool attributes to it. Like, and one is that, like in Berlin, we were able to rent a boat and just and it's like it's the bare minimum of a boat. I would say
this is how to be safe on a boat.
Yeah,
your instructions. Sorry, the boat itself was.
It's got like 3 pontoons. And they've got like a common deck joining the 3 pontoons. It's perfectly fine.
What's a pontoon? Sorry,
a pontoon one of those floating tubes things. You see them on like did you ever see the movie Moana? Where she's
I am aware of the movie, but not.
She sails on a boat. It's like it's type of
like catamarans, like with two.
Like a catamaran. What are they called? Things on the bottom of a catamaran.
I don't know actually, but I know what you're talking about. So the tubular missile shaped things.
Yeah, kind of like that. So there's 3 of those. And like an outboard motor, and then there was like lovely kind of leather seats. I don't know if they're leather, maybe they were an imitation leather. I don't know. I didn't see any label saying official.
Snakeskin,
grass-fed,
100% Chinese straw.
Oh my god, I forgot as well about the toilet on the boat. So we were loading up to get on the boat, and we're kind of going down the jetty, and I was there beside the boat. And there was a load of like cooler boxes of stuff that we had brought and all, like whatever. And then a couple of other friends and stuff started to arrive. Hadn't seen them in ages. We're all saying our hellos. And I was like moving stuff into cooler boxes from bags and things like that. And there was this other cooler box there. And I just lifted it up, and it was a Jack's. It was actually one of the toilets. It looks exactly like a cooler box, but it was a toilet that you're supposed to put on the boat. It's about the size, but it is about the size of a cooler box. But this thing, right? you put it on the boat under a seat, and then you can kind of lift up the seat, and you can then you can like fold out this big kind of shower curtain looking thing, so that basically now this boat is about the size of like 2 Jeeps maybe put together. That deck, like that floor space, it's about that size. Honestly, very comfortable for the group of people I was there. I think we were about 7 or something like that, or 8. And but if you're going to use this toilet, you're basically announcing to everyone, I'm going to the toilet. It takes you about 5 minutes to set this thing up, and then you have to like hide behind this little curtain and do your business. And you couldn't for good, you couldn't do number 2. It's only suitable for number 1s. You weren't allowed to do number 2 in it, which is probably a good thing. But believe it or not, nobody used it. We were out for 8 hours, everyone drinking. Not one person had to go to the toilet. Believe that?
I don't. No.
Isn't that amazing?
I don't.
Ironclad bladders.
Ah, yes, the joys of lakes and the staring at people as you pee, just angrily staring at them.
It's very hard to pee.
It is hard to relax the like what part of the body needs to be relaxed?
Sphincter?
Is it the sphincter? Because we've had sphincter chat this weekend. There's another friend of ours with a different sphincter, because the sphincter is just I learned this weekend that the sphincter is just a word for the valve, or the
type of muscle, or valve,
muscle. So you can have the sphincter around the bladder area, but you can also have a sphincter up here in the old chest area.
I do feel the stew of ignorance starting to bubble again, so we have to be careful.
It just feels like sphincter was an ass-related thing.
It is, though. It is.
Was solely when someone says sphincter, you don't go, oh, which sphincter? Which I have a sphincter infection. Everyone doesn't go, cool, yeah.
That was such a bad thing to have, wasn't it? God, I think like the most likely way of getting it is to release your sphincter in the lake.
Yeah.
You're asking for trouble there.
Just don't relax.
Not that I did that. Other people.
I think it's a very liberating thing. Like, I was not with Eddie on the boat, but I was on a different lake, in a different lake, and similar spoiling of the water was happening.
But it's just so funny because you see everyone just like swimming, and we'd be sailing for a little while, everyone drinking beers, then suddenly everyone jumps off the boat, swims in completely different directions, like as far away from the boat as possible. Nobody saying anything.
Alone time.
Just alone time.
Guys, I just need to think a little. Just need to go away and think.
Ponder. I think I dropped something over here. But such a cool boat. Decent. Like, it wasn't going that fast for good reason, I guess. Loads of like drinks. We had a barbecue on it that the company gave to us as well. Gas. You just bring your beer, and you bring your swimming togs. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah,
it was amazing. Fantastic. Oh, it was so nice. And it was out in Köpenick, outside Berlin. Oh my God, so nice. Just the best.
Yeah, Berlin is just full of those little things that can they're just little freedoms. They're just or they're maybe not that little, they're fucking massive, I guess, when you put them on the scale of like, or put them on the same level as like renting a boat. Again, I don't want to Ireland bash, and I'm not. But rent a boat in Ireland, rent a boat in Berlin, and I feel like you run into two very different, and I will be the first to slag off Berlin's administration and bureaucratic fucking bullshit that goes on. But when it comes to things like that, it's like, whatever.
They will let you piss in their lakes with impunity. Not a problem.
Just sign here, sir. Sign here.
But it was so nice. Oh my God. And and like we had to do this thing where we had to pick up 2 other people, and it was like, I had to be like pre-arranged, and it was just so easy just to pull up basically next to a street, and they just jumped on coming from the airport, and we drove off again, then mixed them up in all gin and tonic or something, and we was drinking our little things. It was nice. Just fucking nice.
Yeah. So we had boat trips and lakes. So lakes was day 1, and then clubbing was late day 2. As Ed had mentioned already, we had gone into had our first experience of a form of techno, I guess. Is it techno?
I think it's hardcore techno. Gabber music.
It's not, I think just double the word because it feels good, isn't it? Or it's just called Gabber music.
I think it's called Gabber music,
and Ed got a nice introduction because he clearly does not look Gabber I was not questioned. We arrived at the club and we arrived at the club, I guess, at around 4 in the afternoon, because it's got this gorgeous outside area, loads of nooks and crannies to to sit and wander through, foosball tables, table tennis tables,
Caravans,
caravans,
Cadillacs.
convertibles. Did you get into the Cadillac at all?
Yeah, yeah,
Did you get
yeah,
into it?
yeah.
All right, I didn't get into it. Then a dance floor as well with a DJ that was playing kind of poppy music at the start, but then from about 6 to 10, it turned into kind of nice, mellow, kind of, what do I want to call it? Electronic trance. I'm going to say electronic trance. Sound good to you?
Yep.
Yep. There. So it was electronic trance music. And then, but when Ed got into it, let me describe when I got in. When I arrived, we went up to the lady, and Berlin bouncers are always kind of, there's due diligence in not about your age, but whether you're in the right club for you. Let's say. So we got questioned, like, first is English or German. For English, that it's what's happening here tonight, and it's like, yeah, there's some. My wife had looked up what the music was, so she was able to explain. So she was like, okay, here's your stamp, and that music will be starting around 10 o'clock. That was the end of it. But for you,
yeah. So, okay, we rocked up to the gate. Obviously, I had my newly acquired cowboy hat on.
So already signaling to the world, I'm ready to Gabber.
Now the thing about Berlin is that could really go with you. It could show you like a freedom of spirit that they might respect. It didn't in this case, but it could. That's the thing, right? So anyway, I was there in my cowboy hat at this really cool club, and go on, yeah.
No, I was going to say maybe it wasn't you though, because I know the two compatriots you rocked up in a couple of shirts that wouldn't be out of place at a full moon party in Thailand with the, the hippie beach feel, No, but she was trying to warn you off, because Gabber, as we can explain a little bit later, has a different style.
Very different. So she thought maybe one guy's into country and western music, and the other two lads behind him are into fucking, I don't know,
Jack Johnson.
Now, before you condemn the two boys in their shirts, they did get them from the same person. Andrew gave both of them a shirt.
I thought they were lovely shirts.
They are lovely shirts.
I love Jack Johnson. What can I say? I've been waiting, wishing. I don't know. Is that Jack Johnson?
I don't know. But I was there. So we're all sitting around. This is before the club now. We're all sitting around, and Andy had told me, hey, I have some shirts actually for you. I want to show you if you want to have a look at them.
We're going back in time.
Thanks. Yeah, we're going back in time. This is before the club now. So I was like, yeah, cool.
We're in our back garden.
Then these other two people arrived, good friends of ours, and somehow they got bumped up the list in Andy's mind for the shirts just ahead of me. Didn't say it to me. He just goes, actually, Steve,
No, I didn't say anyone's name. I said, actually, Ed, I've got some shirts here I wanted you to try. Like, they're too small for me. And while you were as tall as me, maybe not as wide a frame. Being good to myself there. Just wide a frame.
Okay.
And I got up to get the shirts, but the two lads were quicker off the draw. It wasn't that I had said, you take these guys.
Hold on now. You told me that they were intended. You told me they were intended for me.
They were.
Yeah.
But I can't help when,
You are exclusively the only one who could help that. And then suddenly these
lads,
two
I need
guys,
the shirts back.
These two lads came out wearing my shirts. And a t-shirt.
And a t-shirt. Well, so they went
So there was 3 items of clothing given to 2 lads. There was 3 guys, 3 items of clothing.
That were intended for the one person that didn't get any of them. Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Anyway, right, the 2 guys, like, in a kind of, lording it over me, I guess, decided to wear their new shirts to this club. I was wearing my cowboy hat. To be fair, I was feeling pretty good about myself because I was wearing a cowboy hat. So I didn't really mind too much. Rocked up, and the bouncer, she had just set up shop outside the gate, and I think she thought I was trying to walk past her just to go in. And but she got a shock or something like that. So she gave it like a whoa, 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 whoa. No thanks. I want to talk to you guys first. And I was like, yeah, I wasn't going to just walk past, you know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, hello. And she kind of just was like, have you been here before? I mean, do you know what's going on here later on, And I was like, yeah, Yeah, it's like dance music, or it's she's like, it's hardcore techno.
There's a dance on later on. I'm here for the dance.
I was like, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I just want to have a few beers at a beer garden, and but she was very kind of, I don't know what the word is, like, oh yeah. So she's like, so you guys are leaving at 10 o'clock, right? And I was like, yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, we're going to leave, because in my mind I was like, they close down the garden and we have to
Yeah,
pay to go to the
what we
club.
looked up was you have
Yeah,
to leave and then come back in and pay.
and I don't want to pay for music I don't want to listen to. So I
Absolutely.
had planned on leaving. So in that moment, I was being honest. I said, no, we're going to leave. And so that's what got me into the garden, I think, was that the assurance that I was not going to be there when all the cool people showed up.
Turns
Turned out, okay, right.
Gabber people aren't so cool.
And then I walk into this place. I get a drink. One of the first people I see is a 5-year-old child with a pair of headphones on.
Clearly.
And I'm going, you were giving me fucking shit, and this 5-year-old's all right? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
No cowboy hat on the child.
I know. It irritated you a lot, didn't it?
No, it's just
It got you. It did. It poked you.
It poked me a little bit, because it was like, but to be fair to her, she did let us in.
She did, and I
so
do.
I can't condemn her too much.
And I would like, yeah, and as bouncers go, as vetting, as kind of the need to kind of check who you're talking to, it was. I don't think she. And as it turned out, because we stayed there until, so that was 4 o'clock, and we stayed there till, well, some people, like I stayed there till 2:30. I think you went a bit before me, until the lads stayed afterwards. She was helping us.
Yeah,
not in terms of the setting. Like, we stayed there because we all got lazy and just didn't want to kind of move. And we had lovely, like, it was 36 degrees in Berlin on Thursday, and it was like 33 degrees on Friday when we were out. So it was just outside, shorts, t-shirt all night. So there was no real motivation to move. To move to another place would have taken us at least 10 minutes, and no one had time for that. So we decided to stay and kind of like, well, how bad can it be? Yeah. So the electronic trance music kind of finished at 10, because there's a 10 o'clock noise watershed that Berlin kind of has to stay to. So. And then the Gabber music started, and Jesus, like I didn't actually mind it. It's just that there's 2 dance floors, and sorry, shaking the screen, 2 dance floors, and what is the speed at which? Like, so I don't have any recording for you. We don't have. I don't. No. I assume you have nothing in your pocket.
No.
Can you?
It was this speed, but constant, like that.
Yeah.
Like just constant that. Like level of intensity,
and the dancing then that has to go with that has to be obviously okay.
Intense. Do the
beat. Kick. There's a few people kicking legs out as well, but a lot of black. Everyone's wearing black.
No cowboy hats.
Very few cowboy. Yeah, I would say no cowboy hats.
Yeah, but they were very welcoming of the cowboy hat. Whenever anyone encountered a cowboy hat, they were like. Yeah,
most people were pretty, but I did also feel that most people, when they got chatting to us, they were kind of, you're here for the Gabber, you're here for the Gabber. So what that woman at the front gate saw, I think most people saw on us as well, as like, you're not Gabber people.
No,
I don't even know if I'm saying it. Is it Gabber?
I think it's Gabber. Yeah,
sure.
As far as I know, Gabber. Yeah,
but
fair enough. Probably right. We're not Gabbers. Gabber heads, I guess. But I still really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed that that night. But my God, I got the sweatiest hug from a stranger. This guy was in a very good mood. He's in very high spirits. Complete stranger, and we met at a door, and it was like kind of a situation like, no, you go first. No, you go first. So he seemed very appreciative of that, and like, yeah, just I got a hug from him. And he was the sweatiest man. I mean, he's obviously a gabber head. He'd been dancing like a lunatic.
Gabbing.
And, he'd been gabbing. So it's just that kind of vibe there. Everyone was very nice, though.
About Blank is the name of the club, by the way. In case you're ever. And I don't believe, because we went before there, we went to see a DJ called DJ Danskowski. another excellent DJ. I think I played him actually on the podcast many episodes back. So we had gone there for a daytime rave before, and was really nice. So it's not always Gabber music, and it is an excellent location. We got to chat to two people in the caravan as well, and they were huge advocates. Like they said, it's the only club. They're Berliners themselves, and they said that's the only club they go to now because it's kind of a. They told. Can you remember much of the conversation? They said everyone gets paid the same. So at the club, everyone gets paid the same money.
Right.
No, I don't have any of this verified or anything, but it is this kind of collective of people, and but it's in a really tough location right now because it's in the middle of all these highways that are being built all around it to accommodate Oscarites and
train station.
So it might not be there for so long. Very near a club that we've spoken about before as well, Villa de Renata. So a lot of these clubs, if you are planning on coming to Berlin, you should get here soon because sadly they're being eaten up by the machine. That's right.
The Gabber machine.
The Gabber machine. But yeah, that was a really, really nice night.
It was. Yeah. So, yeah, and trying to think, was there anything else that night that stood out to me? No, it was just a sweaty hug, condescending bouncer. And again, to be fair to the condescending bouncer, a smile goes a long way with these people. If you're quite nice to them, it's very, it's very like they're gauging, are you a dickhead?
Yeah.
Or are you not a dickhead? And a smile goes a long way. And we were very friendly.
We're confirmed as non-dick.
Non-dick, NDs. We and then we just went in and had a few drinks, and that was it. It was lovely. Really, just German beer. Sure, you just can't go wrong,
German beer and Berlin rules. Not Berlin rules, but the rules of Berlin are very, very nice and loose.
One thing though, wasps.
Well,
oh my God.
Well, we thought
the fucking wasp count in Berlin is off the charts.
I noticed though something with you though as well. So when we were holidaying in Poland, Father Ed holds himself together quite well around wasps because he must do, because his daughters are a little anxious around wasps.
But hungover
Ed just becomes his daughters.
Not good.
But in a very kind of like a wasp cannot come near you, and you assume every wasp is a scout for the hive that is moving in convoy behind them. There is a whole shipment of them back there just waiting for this guy to get back. So I've got to show this one wasp every time he turns up. He's not welcome here. And you did.
I don't know how you expect me to respond to that.
Because everything is accurate and you're just like, of course.
No, right? I'm going to give you the backstory here, right? Fucking Mr. Friend of the Wasp.
I'm not a friend of the wasp.
You're fucking their best buddy. You're like the best friend of fucking every wasp. All right? You swung at a few yourself.
Listen, you heard it at my wedding. I love animals.
No.
And insects now.
I was sitting at a breakfast table, or at a table, having breakfast outside. You weren't there with me, okay? Now, my method with the wasp, I'll admit, it is frantic because I don't like them. I definitely don't like them crawling all over my food because wasps sometimes confuse dog shit with food and will land on that and then come and happily land on your food. You know what I mean? Like flies.
Okay.
So it's a hygiene thing for me as well.
Okay.
So that's one thing. Second thing is then, right? I'm like waving away my wasps to come to my table of my food. The cool fucking friends of the wasp Germans, 2 tables down, they're being all cool. They're being all hip to the wasp. And it's wants
not me,
and
by the way.
needs,
I'm
not
not
Andy.
I'm not a hip. I'm
Strangers, right? They have like a couple of little side pots of sauce or hummus or whatever. There's an army of wasps crawling in and out of these things. There's like 5 or 6 in each one of them.
It's insane.
And the
how
2 of them
comfortable
are
they
just
all
like
are.
ignoring these wasps, letting them crawl in, letting them fly around the place, letting them fuck it. I'm going, ugh.
I saw a woman with that had a lump of like cheesecake or something like that, and she was just eating around wasps, as in like she was just breaking off bits as wasps crawled around her fork. Sorry.
So my argument against you saying, "Oh, you think you let one wasp, they'd all come." 2 arguments against that. You've heard one of them, which is 2 tables down. I saw if you let one, more come, And the second argument to that is that street fruit vendors recognize this fact by leaving out the little decoy watermelons. Have you walked?
The fruit vendors are literally walking fucking.
You've walked past these, though, right?
Sirens that are screaming.
So is your food.
No, it's not.
So
a whole stand of fruit.
Why is it then when one wasp why is that these watermelons are completely covered in wasps?
Because they are surrounded by other fruit and veg. So the general wasp population is in the area of bananas, watermelons, lemons, melons, trellons, flellons, all the skeletons.
Just saying, my method keeps the wasps off my food. That's all.
No, it's not so much it's the franticness. It's the franticness that I agree with I am a hitter of wasps. I beat wasps if I can, but it's more the franticness because everyone's just sitting having their breakfast and suddenly it's like because it doesn't matter if it's near your stuff. If you see it going near the sugar that's not really directly affecting you right now, you'll still be cleaning up that mess. You'll be like, well,
at start I was, but I gave up on that because it was like I can't be all.
I can't do everything.
People here. None of these guys are pulling their weight. All the rest of them are sitting around just pretend this isn't an issue. It's an issue. We're under attack. Under siege here. So. That's my summary of my holiday.
Wasps. That's what this kind of episode is, I guess, a little bit, because it's tricky for us because we've been in each other's pockets. Like normally we do this podcast from a distance, but we've been in each other's pockets. Apart from boat day, we've been in each other's pockets for the last 2 weeks, and which is why I guess this week we're going to say that's the reason why there's a lack of folk music this week. But we do have. But I'm going to give a shout out to Alan Redden right now, who I can't claim to know anything about it, but a friend of ours has told us that he's just finished recording his album. Alan has an album already out called Virtual Playground. Virtual Greyhound. Virtual Greyhound, really beautiful album. Alan's a good friend of ours. He grew up with Ed and I hurled alongside him. We both hurled alongside him, I guess.
Me in school, I suppose.
In school, yeah. So we hurled alongside him and against him. And but he posted on Instagram there that he's finished his second album. Is he a name for the album yet?
Not that I've seen. No. He's just I just saw today that we'd heard it, and then I saw today on Instagram that he said he's finished recording the album. And there was a little clip, audio clip with a picture, and it sounded lovely. But I don't know any details of the song or any of that, but it sounds. Yeah. And I said already, he's one of these guys that's just going to get better and better and better. Yeah. So I can't wait.
So that's going to be his second album coming out after Virtual Greyhound. So we might post a little link to him again. I know we've mentioned him before, but if you're not following him, then you want to catch up on his when he released that album, which will be later this year, he mentioned, then you should get following him, and don't forget to let him know where you heard about him, because he'll pass on those royalties. No.
And we had him on the podcast.
Oh, we did
6 seconds.
Actually, at this location, until his selfish daughter just took him out of our lives.
Mm-hmm. I think he was asked the question, something like, "Hey, what do you think of that?" And he's like, "I have to go, lads." Which was, but it adds to the air of mystery. It adds to mystique.
I'm pretty sure, because we didn't have him on the podcast, because I know when he released his first album, then he had a lot of stuff going on and he was busy. But I have a good feeling that we'll have him on the podcast before the new year.
Yeah.
Is that enough time?
Before the new year. What day?
I know we've set that.
We didn't say which new year. It's gonna happen though. Chinese New Year next whenever that is, February or something. I don't know. Yeah.
So so Alan's released that, and in terms of us, then going on in your folky life.
Well, yes, actually, Joe. One thing I wanted to talk about. Sorry, two things I want to talk about. I remember what they were now. One was I have to do a bit of housekeeping, which is, remember last recording I said that people who play that game. Curling, and they wear leotards or spandex or something like that. I was way off. Yeah. I went like hunting for pictures of this to verify. I couldn't even find like an obscure picture to support my claim. Nothing. They're all like in t-shirts. What the fuck? Where did I pull that statement from?
I get that. It's the ice,
No.
man. It's the ice, and it's the ice skate. It's the speed skating stuff
I think
that
it must be
that will
speed
throw you
skating
across.
that
Yeah,
I must have
absolutely.
combined the two in my mind.
Yeah, it's not the fact you got it wrong. It's the fact that you were kind of sticking to your guns and were like, no, I'm pretty sure of this. Pretty sure that was you didn't take a step back to think about the sport, what it involves, and why the fuck they would be wearing leotards or spandex.
Why do the people wearing doing speed skating?
The same way they wear swimmers shave their bodies because it's cutting the air. It's giving them
super
that
hot.
It's
yeah. Anyway, wrong. So that's house kept. And you asked about folk music. Then it's the I sent a link about the I think it's the Broad Majestic Shannon Folk Festival in Kilbarn on the 14th and 15th of September. Sugar, I'll double check those dates now. Oh, I think it's that weekend anyway. Let me just bear with me now for a second.
Have they a lineup of musicians here?
Yeah. What did I say 14th and 15th? I meant 13th and 14th of September. There's a session on the 13th in the Kilbarn Hall, and then there's performance then on the Sunday evening, open air performance on the Sunday evening in the village. I can't remember the name of the performers now, but
so it's going to be like a festival. It's music all afternoon, like there's going to be a couple of different bands
on Sunday. Well, it's a couple of different performers, and then there's a session on the Saturday. And then there's performers then on the Sunday afternoon.
Did you inquire about them needing live podcasters?
I did not. I only found out about it.
All right, we'll get on.
I don't even know how to do that.
I think if we contact the people and say like we're willing to do this and we'll do it pro bono because we know the area. So
you better find out what pro bono means first. So I'm not sure what that means actually. I'm just doubting everything.
I'm pretty confident that's a freebie. We're doing this
pro bono,
but I don't know why it is that. I'm sure it's Latin or something like that. But what I'm saying is, ask the question.
I'll ask the question.
If we get a yes, we'll figure out what the rest of that will mean in terms of in terms of whatever that means.
You need people to dig the trench. That you need.
I'm deadly serious. How many weeks we got? That gives us 1, 2. Right, I'll start
3 weeks.
I'll check out some flights and see if it's going to happen.
4 weeks actually.
Loads of time. We've loads of time to put together whatever that
pro bono means, and how to do a live podcast.
Well, that's okay, all right, yeah,
no,
fair enough.
I think it's
but it's doable. And then sure, listen, we might even anyway. Baby steps. Let's get the feelers out there.
I do like the fact that we've just said it on the podcast without even slightly approaching anybody in any official capacity. I love that.
So we'll see you there, everybody. We'll be reporting live.
Get Bug Podcast, the official podcast of the Broad Majestic Shannon Folk Festival in Kilbarn. It's official.
You're welcome.
We're saying all the right things to get browbeaten.
Oh man.
I think that's all I have to say. That's it really.
One other thing. It is Monday, and it will be Monday next week before we have this out because I will be on a plane or on a train so it may be Monday. It could be Sunday. I've got to figure that out right now, but what it's looking like is it might be a little late next week as well. And after that, then we should be back business as usual. But then, of course, the live podcast will be coming up there. We don't know if we're going to publish that live straight away or not, or whether we're just going to pretend we're at the festival, put sounds in the background and make you all think it. In either case, it'll be a lovely, lovely afternoon at the Broad Majestic Shannon Folk Festival. Sponsored by
disclaimer, it might just be the Broad Majestic Shannon just to get ourselves out of a lawsuit. What, we just said Broad Majestic Shannon? That's where we are.
Lawsuit. Oh, fucking take us on. Go on, take us on. We fucking hate the fucking Broad Majestic Festival. Big schism now. Are they really trying to sue us? Are they really trying to take us down?
I mean, they don't even know what pro bono means.
We're gonna have to sell the fucking air turbine, winter air turbine.
I think the power that generates is going to pay for the lawsuit on our side, all of our legal fees. Anyway, we better get going.
Oh shit, 59. Hey, have a lovely weekend, everyone. Our week. See you soon. Bye bye. Oh, we should turn that up.
Yeah, bang it up the tunes there.
I'm afraid it'll kill the. There we go. How's that, everybody? You like that?
It's even louder, man. It's
beautiful. There you go. Yes, be careful now. You don't switch it off. There you go. That's nicely done.
Awesome.
Everybody, we're not going to have enough time to finish off the jingle, or are we? Bye bye.